Hey everyone, this is Peter Estes of Valley CAD. It's another Tech Tip Tuesdays. Today's video, what I'm going to show you is coming in and taking a structural member and flipping it around and also rotating it. Now, you might be saying, okay, so flipping it around, so you must be doing a mirror, right? Well, that would be one aspect of doing this, but I'm actually going to do a different feature that's not commonly used for this, at least from what I've seen at least. So I hope that with this video you guys can be able to see, hey, that's another way that we could do that tool. Like, it's awesome. So let's hop on over to my screen here, and I'm going to show you a drawing of what I created. So looking at my drawing here, this is a simple framework, and the area that I really want to be working on are these angle irons here. They're structural cross members like this that are there to support the legs because there's a huge amount of weight on here. We had one of our clients reached out to us, said, hey, Peter, we need assistance with getting detailed drawings of this framework for us. And so we utilized SOLIDWORKS weldments for this. It was a great process to go through, and really want to just show you what I did here to make these cross members. And I made it to where I didn't have to model it twice, because looking at these cross members here, it wasn't just coming in and making the cross members. I know it's a little bit hard to see there, but there are actually holes on these cross members. That's how they're bolted together and not welded to each other. Okay, so let's hop on over to SOLIDWORKS and see what I did here. So looking at SOLIDWORKS here, you're going to see the beginnings of my frameworks. And what I did here was I started modeling on one end. And then what I ended up doing was I did a pattern and made this structural cross member setup go to each set of legs. So I do this way because I did not want to have to remodel it over and over again. And as you can see here on the left side of my screen on my Feature Manager design tree, I got a lot of features already to begin with. And you'll notice that I got these little locks on these features that are a little bit higher, all above this little golden bar here. By the way, this is called your freeze bar. We have another video on our channel here that talks about utilizing the freeze bar and how to enable it. Very useful tool when you start getting a part file with a ton of features, such as using weldments. There's a lot of features that are being utilized for the sketches and using fillets, and you see Hole Wizard on there, and so a lot of stuff to get and start adding up there. So that's why I like using the freeze bar. So looking at this a little bit more, looking at it from dead on, you'll see I got this cross member, and as I was saying, there are a set of holes on each side. Now, what I need to do is make it to where this angle iron is going the opposite direction and have the holes line up as well. Now, you might be going, hey, well, you can just come in here and do a mirror, right? Well, yeah, mirror would make it so that the angle iron points the opposite direction, but it's not going to make it cross over. Instead, it's going to end up looking like that instead of like this. So what I actually did here as a feature was a circular pattern. Now, you might be looking at it going, okay, circular patterns, those are typically used when you want to have a consistent set of holes or something like that, or on a circular object. There's nothing circular on this part. How are you doing a circular pattern? Well, it works, and this is what I was talking about. It's kind of a unique twist on doing circular pattern, pun intended. If we look at this a little bit more, I'm going to take my rollback bar and bring it down just a little bit. And this is what I ended up having. I ended up having this angle iron with the set of holes on each end, and it's going in the opposite direction. And it works very well. So here's how I went about doing this. Starting off, what I ended up doing was making a reference plane. Now, if you're not familiar with reference planes and so forth, highly encourage you, if you're nearby, we offer a class called SOLIDWORKS Essentials. That class is the foundation of SOLIDWORKS, and I go in and I teach you the theory of SOLIDWORKS and how to apply it and how to utilize it as it's intended. So there's a great lesson on it, and I'll go into further detail on that if you'd like to come take our class. Okay, so reference geometry is actually located up here in the top of your Feature Manager design tree, and I'm just going to simply click on reference geometry and click on plane. Now, making planes is probably one of the most confusing things designers have to work with, because you got to think of your end scope, but how are you going to get to your end scope prior to that? And like, I don't know. It can get very confusing very, very fast. And so I generally use reference planes to make mid planes, which we're going to do now. but also like you could say, let's make an offset of one. And like I said, if you take our essentials class, we show you in depth of how to utilize those planes. This is going to be kind of a Reader's Digest version. So to make a midplane is very simple. All I need to do is click on this face and then click on this face. Now, why am I going about centering it on this body here? Well, I want to make it to where this angle iron is going to end up on the other side and be contacting this face that's currently purple. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. So that's why I'm making a midplane bisecting that plate basically. Now, as I was saying, I did not do a mirror command here. Here's the reason why. If I did mirror, I click on the plane that I want. Well, I'm going to use that new plane that I have called plane 13, and I'm going to do bodies to mirror. And clicking on that, you'll see, hey, yeah, that's looking great. It's going the opposite direction that I needed it to do, and also it included the holes because I did bodies to mirror. But I'm kind of missing the point here. I need that to not be like this. I need it to be like that. I need to make that structural member work so that way the legs won't break out on me, right? So this is why we did not do the mirror command. So I'm going to simply just delete that mirror 12 there. Not needed. Okay, so now that we got our plane 13 there, what I want to do is now make a reference axis, also just known as an axis there. And an axis is actually what is utilized with the circular circular pattern feature, okay? Now, like I was saying, normally people think that, oh yeah, when you do circular pattern, it's around a circular object. Well, there's nothing circular here. So that's why SOLIDWORKS allows you to come in and make an axis, something that's going to be the pivot point for something else to orbit around, okay? So coming in here and making a axis is fairly simple to do. Clicking on reference geometry again, you'll see axis. Clicking on that, SOLIDWORKS is going to come in and say, hey, there are 5 different ways that you can make an axis on here. And you'll see that I actually already highlighted the one I'm going to do called 2 planes. The reason why I did it was because I already had plane 13 pre-selected when I started this feature. Now, the other ones are 1 line edge axis, and as I mentioned, 2 planes. Then you got 2 points, vertices, cylindrical or conical face, and also point and face plane. Like I said, I teach every single one of these different outputs of making an axis in our essentials class. In this application alone, I'm going to just talk about the 2 planes. So 2 planes is, as it just states, it's going to say, hey, click on 2 planes, and where those 2 planes intersect, I'm going to make an axis. So if I have it like this, where, let's say this is my top plane and here's my right plane, let's say, where these 2 guys intersect is actually going to make an axis, and so the axis will be coming straight at the camera currently. Okay, so in this application, do I want to have an axis going like this, or do I want to have an axis going up and down like this? Well, I can't hear you, but straight up and down, right? From there, what I'm going to end up doing is saying, all right, so what plane is going to come in here and bisect my part? Well, I like to always design with the origin centered about my part for this very reason, because with the origin, I have 3 planes that are already intersecting it. Okay, so looking at this, looks like my front plane is that one. So now when we look at this, SOLIDWORKS will come in, give me a ghost of a yellow axis there saying, hey, if you say okay to this, this is what you're going to end up with. Perfect, that's what I wanted. So clicking the green check mark, you'll see axis 3 is there. And you currently can't see now because I have everything hidden. Now when I uncheck the hide all types, you'll see I got axis 3 there now. Now what I'm going to do is come in and do a circular pattern. So clicking on its drop down, circular pattern there, it's going to ask me for direction 1. Well, like I was saying, SOLIDWORKS actually utilizes an axis for your revolution, or where you're going to spin around. Whenever you do a circular object, SOLIDWORKS automatically adds an axis for it. But when you don't have a circular object like what we currently have, SOLIDWORKS allows you to make an axis. Okay, so what axis do I want? Well, I'm going to say axis 3. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, instead of saying what features I want to click on, I want to do bodies. Bodies are made up of features, right? Well, this body here has some features in it, these holes. So I want to make it so that it encompasses those holes while I do my revolve. So if I click on this body here, You'll see here that SolidWorks goes, hey, you want 5 instances of this? No, I don't. Well, let's see how this actually looks. Pretty cool looking, right? It's not going to work very well, but hey, it's cool looking. Let's come back in and let's edit this guy. So if I right click on that, say edit feature there, I'm going to bring this down to 2 and then click my green check mark. You'll see that SolidWorks takes my initial structure member there and just takes it and spins it around. Make it, my hands all funky there, but hey, that's what it did for me. Awesome. It's as easy as that. And also the holes line up nicely. Part of the reason on that is because I did a mirror function with this, so that I took all the holes and everything that was on the left side and I mirrored it over to the right side. Pretty awesome. So that's why I was able to come in and say, hey, if I do a circular pattern, I know my holes are going to line up. So I hope this is a useful tool for you, seeing how you can do a circular pattern outside of doing circular objects. As I was saying, there was nothing circular on that framework that I made. Okay, so once again, my name is Peter Estes. I'm the owner of Valley CAD. We're a mechanical engineering and product design firm, but guess what? We are also your local SolidWorks value-added reseller. Wow. So we help you out. We help you out and your company out by providing SolidWorks solutions and CAD solutions in sales. We're also your frontline tech support if you have an issue. And also, we provide training classes. So as I was mentioning that SolidWorks Essentials class, we offer a plethora of other classes as well. And you get a certificate out of it. I help you out, and also our other engineers will help you out with key tools and functions to make you more proficient in the software. Okay? So once again, if you got questions, feel free to shoot us an email. If you hop on over to our website, it's www.valleycad.com. You'll see that we got our emails on there, or how you can contact us. Highly encourage you to hop on over to our website, because we also have an events calendar on there. It shows when our next training classes are, and also when we have next open house events and so forth. A lot of great information there. Also, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And also click subscribe. We got a plethora of videos on here already, and there's more that are going to be coming up. So you don't want to be missing out on opportunities like that. Also, call our office if you got questions. You can call us here. It's 559-726-2276. All right? So once again, my name is Peter Estes. Thank you for watching this. Hopefully you got an idea of how you can do a circular pattern outside of doing a circular object. Okay? So once again, have a great rest of the day, and make sure you learn something new. See ya!